Have you ever thought to yourself, am I able to achieve the things that I see other people doing? Maybe there's someone who you admire out there, and maybe you say to yourself, am I able to do the amazing things that they do? Maybe your friends, your peers, your family, maybe they're doing cool things, and you question yourself. You question your ability. Can I do this? Am I capable of doing this? But one thing that I've always thought to myself is that whether how I'm feeling in my mind, whether I think I can achieve something or not, by thinking like that doesn't get me anywhere, because the only way we can find out if those aspirations, if those goals that we have are possible or not, is by actually going after them. It's about challenging those doubts. It's about not letting our mind get to us. It's about saying to ourselves, well, I'm going to prove myself wrong. And there's so much benefits to actually going after them, because then we actually understand if we can go after those goals, which 10 times out of 10, we can. We always can. Sometimes it might take a lot of time to eventually achieve success in the field that you want to become successful at. But that doesn't mean that it's not possible. It still is possible. And I feel like even just saying that to myself, I used to say that to myself a few years ago, and I would get so hyped up because I felt like I understood the truth in a way. I feel like in all of our lives, we get told that those big goals that we have aren't going to become possible. But for me, by saying to myself, well, yes, it may take a lot of time. It might take decades, even more than decades, or it might even be shorter than that. But it's going to take a long time. But it does not mean that it's not possible. It's still possible. Those dreams that you have out there, those aspirations that you want to go after and accomplish, maybe you've got an idea of doing something, whether it's during the summer, whether it's during the winter, the spring, whether it's a big career that you want to go after and chase, a bit like me. Those things are possible. It's about proving ourselves wrong. If we have self-doubt, if we doubt ourselves even just a little bit, as I said, there's times where I get self-doubt. I think we all do, but it's about telling ourselves and proving to ourselves that we can get past that self-doubt and that we can achieve those goals. Even when I was younger, if I heard someone like myself saying something like that, I don't really know if I would believe them. But by testing out new things, by going after the things that I want to do at that time, I was able to get to a point where I am now, where I am able to understand this truth. And I feel like that is the thing with a lot of things, is that the only way for us to understand certain things, or most things, is to actually experience it ourselves, because then we get a grasp on the truth. We get a grasp on what it's actually like. So even if you might not believe or understand what I'm saying, I'm sure there will be a point in time where you actually will understand that, if you don't quite yet. For me personally, something that I believe and something that I do is I try not to, although I get self-doubt, something that has worked for me is I try to push past the self-doubt and I try to focus more on what I'm doing right now, which is going after my goals. More of a subconscious thing, just doing it without thinking too much about what actually could go wrong. And it's took me a little bit to get to that point. And there, as I said, there is still times where I do get self-doubt, but it's also something that I try to manage, and it's something that I try to replace with positivity as much as possible. And having self-doubt doesn't mean that I don't believe in myself. It can mean that I need a little bit more of belief, which is something that I'm working on, of course. But that is something that I try to do, is I try to push past that self-doubt subconsciously. I try to not think about anything that could go wrong and just stay true to my craft, keep doing what I'm already doing. And it has worked for me by me achieving the goals that I have achieved in the past. I've done it without thinking too much and straying away from the self-doubt and just actually doing it, see if I can do it for myself instead of listening to the self doubt. Even if I can't, or even if I think that I'm not able to do something, if it's something that I really wanted to achieve, I would still do it. And I would find out at the end whether I was actually able to achieve it. And most of the time I was. And I'm sure if I did have more time, I probably would have as well with some of the other things, with some of the other goals. But it just proves that no matter how we are feeling, no matter whether we think we can't achieve something, maybe we think we can, all that gets thrown out the window and all that doesn't matter. Because the truth is, it matters about what we can do physically. If we can push past those self doubt, that could be mentally. And if we actually do physical things to get closer to our goals, then we will prove ourselves wrong. And we will be able to get to the places where we want to be and achieve the things that we want to achieve. And as I've said, I've experienced that exact thing where I thought that I wasn't able to achieve some of the goals that I had, but I still put physical work into it. I still moved forward. I tried to ignore the self-doubt as much as I can. And in the end, I was able to achieve success. May I make it clear that everyone's version of success is different. Someone's version of success can be just to be happy. Someone's version of success can be maybe the materialistic route. But no matter what it is, self-doubt can occur. And when we get past those obstacles, whether it's mental challenges, whether it's even physical challenges, maybe we're feeling tired. Maybe we feel like not doing some of the things that we want to do, even though it should be done. But it's about pushing past those barriers. They're called setbacks for a reason because they can set us back. They're called barriers, they're called challenges for a reason. But they're not called impossible challenges. They're not called impossible barriers because we can because we can overcome them. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that what I said in this video, I hope that you can take, even if it's a small little bit out of this video, and I hope it could help you in any type of way. If you enjoyed this video, then I would appreciate it if you could please like this video, subscribe down below, and if you know anyone that may benefit from listening to this video, then I would appreciate it if you could please share this video to them. Thank you again, and remember, you're capable of more than you know. I will see everyone in the next video.